Hello friends, so welcome to your English coach. My name is Ashok Kumar. Are you stuck at 5 band in IELTS speaking but you desire to acquire 6.5 in your first attempt? If this is your target, then this video is for you. Friends, in this video I'm going to share only 2 tips which are going to help you tremendously score band 6.5 in your first attempt. Watch this video till the end. After this video, you are going to thank me a lot because the tips which I'm going to share in this video are super easy but awesome and you can use them practically after watching this video. So let's start. Before we start, you need to understand what does the examiner expect to award you 6+ band score. Here we have a IELTS band description for 6 band. So what does the examiner expect? The candidate is willing to speak at a length, though may lose coherence at times due to occasional repetition, self-correction or hesitation. Uses a range of connectives and discourse markers, but not always appropriately. The candidate has a wide enough vocabulary to discuss topics at length and makes meaning clear in spite of inappropriacies. He or she generally paraphrases successfully. Here I would like to mention one important thing. Please read the last sentence once. He or she generally paraphrases successfully. So my dear friends, if you want to score 6 or 6.5, you need to be good at paraphrasing. Many students do not understand how to paraphrase their answer. Suppose examiner asks you, do you like reading books? You just directly answer, yes, I like reading books. So here you have to make changes. Yes, I'm a huge fan of reading books. Or you can say, no sir, I'm not that good at reading books. Means you do not have to use the words from question. Yeah, use if you have wide range of vocabulary to cover that later. But many students have limited vocabulary resources and they are unable to put that effectively. So what you have to do, you have to work on paraphrasing the questions. If you are good at that, if you practice that successfully, I guarantee you'll be able to feel comfortable and examiner is going to give you 6.5. Why? You need to work on paraphrase. If you paraphrase successfully, examiner is happy and examiner is convinced to award you good band score. More examples here. Where do you usually watch television? So you would simply say, well sir, I watch television in my personal room, right? So here you have to paraphrase this effectively. Well sir, I do not like watching TV more. Yeah, on weekends I have some time to watch television and I do that in my personal room, right? This way you have communicated with the examiner and you have paraphrased your question effectively. You haven't used more words from the questions, but you changed, you put that in your ways. So what you have to do, you have to work on paraphrasing the question. This is a tip number 1. Here is one more question. Do you like going out with friends? So how would you say that? Well sir, I'm an outgoing personality and I often wait for the invitation from my friends to go out. Usually on weekends I make time to go out with my friends. This way you have to paraphrase this question. Look at the first sentence. Your first sentence must be a little bit different from the question of examiner. If you make it a little bit different from the question, then examiner thinks that your English communication is effective. You are not giving mug up answer, means you are not giving crammed answer, right? So what you have to do, my friends, you have to work on paraphrasing your response effectively. As examiner says, you are permitted to make mistakes, you may correct yourself. So here you have to work. Suppose you made a mistake. Sir, I watch television in kitchen. Like you said that in mistake. So you would say, sorry to say that, sir. Mostly I do not have much time to watch television. Yeah, when I have time, then I go to my personal room and switch on the television. This way, effectively, you can put that again, right? One thing that you have to take care, do not ask examiner to repeat the question. If you do that, then this may work against you. Yeah, it may be 1 or 2 times in whole interview, but if you do that more than 2, 3 or 4 times, that is going to work against you. So what you have to do, you have to listen to the examiner carefully and then paraphrase the question. What happens with most of the students, they do not understand what the examiner says and they just start speaking. You do not have to do that. What you have to do, my friends, you have to listen to him and then give your best reply. But your reply should be natural. That should not be crammed. That should not be, prepared, right? It should come out of your heart, right? And this is going to be effective. Number 2 thing that many students ignore in their IELTS speaking: work on pronunciation. If you are at 6 band and your pronunciations are effective and your examiner feels that your pronunciations are good, then you can reach up to 1 band, but you can consider at least half band over there. Suppose many students from Pakistan, India and Bangladesh, they do not work much on their pronunciation, like W-A-N-T, want, but many of you say want, was is not good. It is not acceptable. Say was, want, I means these. No, I'm a huge fan of English language, right? So you have to work on your pronunciation, right? Like, want, was, English, effective, perspective, in my views, as far as my views are concerned, in my opinion, means your pronunciation should be good. And how would you improve your pronunciation? By reading newspaper, magazine or your IELTS book aloud. Ask your teacher to correct your pronunciation. If your pronunciation becomes, correct, I guarantee you can reach up to 7 band, because pronunciations are highly important. Why pronunciations are so important? You are going to study in English speaking country where your study is delivered in English. There you have to communicate, and if your pronunciations are not good, they may take you otherwise. Here I have one more example. C, S-E-E, C. Okay, S-H-E, she, right? C, she. You have to work on these things. C is my friend. No, she is my friend. She, S-H, she, S-H. That sound you have to clear in your English. Okay, so examiner could understand your pronunciations are good and you could be understood, or your language is good in the perspective of pronunciation. So what you have to do, you have to work on 2 things. First is paraphrasing, second your pronunciation. Many students are stuck at 5. Their vocabulary is good and though they can speak at a length, but when it comes to paraphrasing, it looks that they have given a crammed answer. Why I say? Because many students have crammed IELTS speaking questions and answers. When their class teachers ask them, they simply put forward, right? It doesn't look that they have done that naturally. So one more example. Do you read newspapers? No sir, I do not read newspapers because I'm busy with my study. They speak like this. This is like a normal answer. How would you say that? Do you read newspapers? Frankly speaking, sir, newspaper is outdated medium of receiving information. Yes, I read newspaper, but on my mobile phone, I do not receive any physical copy of newspaper at my home. If you reply this way, you have communicated with examiner, and examiner is happy to talk with you. Examiner happy to conduct your interview with him. So you have to work on these things. Newspapers, right? Newspapers. Do you like reading newspapers? So what you have to do, you have to work on your pronunciation. And how you could improve your pronunciation? By listening to English speakers, right? Listen to them as more as you can, and within couple of weeks you will find that your pronunciations are good and you can communicate effectively, and this will help you with your listening also, because sometimes because of our pronunciation we do not understand what others or what native speakers are saying, right? So my dear friends, you have to work on your pronunciation. And one thing, paraphrasing the question. These tips are quite simple but practical. I guarantee you, if you work on these two tips, your score would be 6.5. This is my challenge to you. Accept this challenge and start learning. I hope that this video has opened up your mind about IELTS speaking and you are going to be serious about paraphrasing your response and working on your pronunciation. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not subscribed our channel, do it now, because we are going to produce more wonderful content to help you get your desired band score. Thank you. See you next time.